Hi, I'm Stevie Fernandez.
And I'm Trish Whitmer, and welcome to this week's Explore Tulsa,
where we have left no stone unturned to search for a cool spot outdoors to start the show.
For most, that would mean spending time out on the water.
So we called on Ray Austin of Austin's Fishing Adventures to take us where the fish are biting and the water keeps us cool.
It's just more of a challenge for me. You know, it doesn't stop me from doing what I love to do or being able to help people. But again, if it's worthwhile, you know, what's hard got to do with it? My dad started taking me fishing back when I was so small that he would have to carry me around on his neck. Really, I fished all my life, and then as I grew up and got older, I did the same thing with my son. You know, a lot of times we'd go crappie fishing and I have a minnow bucket in one hand, rods in the other, and bobby around my neck. You know, I just believe that, you know, outdoors is probably one of the best conducive environments for a young person to learn about life and actually be active. So, something I've done all my life. Grand Lake is actually an excellent fishery. It has one of the best growth rates in the state on catfish, and that's due to the microplankton, which is what your shad base feeds off of. We have a tremendous shad base in this lake, probably one of the best white bass lakes in the state, and I still believe it's the world's best fishery for spoonbill. And again, that comes back to the microplankton, because that's what the spoonbill eats. I'm also an avid hunter, and so as I was getting on my deer stand, October 10th of 1992, I had a limb break on me and I fell 30 feet. And so I just, literally I blew up T10 in my back. I mean, it's called a T10 burst fracture, and that's because you hit so hard that tiny fragments of bone explode off of those vertebrae and went into my spinal cord, and it, you know, when I do something, I generally do it good, and I really done that one right. I lost my dad last October, and my dad loved to fish. And after I started guiding, I told him at the funeral that, yeah, my dad taught me to fish, but I taught him how to catch fish. I started guiding about 10 years ago. I just got so much enjoyment about, you know, taking friends and family out and introducing them to things that they couldn't do otherwise. And then I got hooked up with a guide here on the lake, and he thought I would make a good guide. And so he helped me get started. And then when he retired, I bought Dempsey's Guide Service out. You've got to be good with your people. You know, you want your people to come out and have a good time. You know, that's a majority of what you're concerned with, is keep them safe and let them have a good day, but then put them on fish. The stress of that, I don't think people really understand, because somebody's paying you to catch fish. They're not really paying you to take them out on the boat. They're paying you to deliver. And so that's a lot of pressure. But that's what I love about it. It's a challenge. You know, I can go out and catch fish, you know, whenever I pretty much want to. But to take somebody that's not used to fishing and get them on a fish and show them how to have a good time and get them hooked on fishing, that's more rewarding to me than the money. I've really got a soft spot in my heart for kids. So some guides don't want kids on their boat. I encourage them. You know, I encourage my kids on the boat. I charge half price for the kids, just to, it solves two problems. The customer doesn't have to worry about getting a babysitter, and the kids get to have a good time. So getting them outdoors and get them hooked on fishing. And then, you know, a lot of times, you know, my customers, I get to watch the kids grow up, you know, and get married and stuff. So that's really rewarding too. It's home for me. You know, this is just kind of where I belong, what I love to do. But when you take what I grew up doing all my life and then add people into that to where I can help people too, kind of hard to beat that, right? You know, that's kind of the best of both worlds.